So, welcome back, and today we will be talking about the experience of how the strategic fit happens. And let me just check if, yeah, okay, my voice is coming up fine. So, while some business were euphoric about the revolutionary transformations of Indian retail sector and saw a bright future for the malls in India, and was evidenced by the aggressive approach of Pantaloon Retail Limited that has charted out a mega expansion plan powered by its discount retail chain Big Bazaar and was planning to cover 3 million square feet of retail space in the country within 2007, and the low price leader like Subiksha, the no frills deep discount branded product seller, including mobile phones, plan to open its store in every nook and corner of the metropolitan cities. There were others, perhaps more cautious, who foresaw a period of uncertainty and struggle between the established distribution channels and malls, leading to shakeouts, closures, mergers, and form changes before a truly Indian format emerged. Available reports suggested that a number of malls are experiencing rough weather due to low percentage of footfalls getting converted into actual sales and malls becoming more of a places for a family outing in pleasant surrounding than shopping centers. Added to that are high rentals, inadequate parking spaces, and overarching Indian attitudes, where personalized service and relationship marketing has a deep rooted advantage. Pantaloon's projected expansion during 2012-13, which was kept on hold following losses during prompted it to transfer its asset to a new entity called Aditya Birla Nuos. As you know, Aditya Birla is now capturing the has control over Pantaloons. However, within the change of guard, there is an attempted move to target the younger population in smaller towns by offering them fashionable ethnic wear at affordable rates. This results of the opening of 76 stores in 44 cities by 2013. Subiksha, a trailblazer in Indian retail, expanding tenfold to 1655 stores in 2 years, were facing a cash crunch. As per the rating agency, which they showed that the sales resulting in lower inventory turnover and increasing working capital requirements have resulted in liquidity pressure for many domestic retailers. The other factors contributing to the present situations are the country's poor infrastructure, regulatory constraints, and the attitude of the shoppers. A fuller description of the rise and fall of Subiksha is given in, I'll tell you in some other time. So the Indian retail industry, which has adopted the Western style retail models, failed to gain through thorough understanding of the customer, supply chain uncertainties, and supply chain capabilities before designing its supply chain networks. As a consequence, the industry is now having to come to terms with Indian realities and is rethinking about its operations and supply chain strategies. The pullout of UK retail major Argos from India and change in its pricing policies by Marks and Spencers to become a mid-market brand does reflect such adjustment and course corrections. Organized retail players are trying every trick in the book, which include closing unviable stores, focusing more on private labels, and expanding with great care, said one Hindustan Times report during that time. So, this was the experience part. Now, let's talk about adaptation. So, what emerged clearly from that part is the Indian businesses will have to develop indigenous model and come up with a matching supply chain strategies suited to Indian environment and Indian clientele and continually changing as the demographic profile and income level changes. Such an adaptation can be easily seen in the transformation of Shoppers Stop from a retail chain to a fashionable and lifestyle design destination in its product range and marketing strategies illustrated through its ready-to-wear garments line of businesses. Ready-to-wear clothes are cross between hot culture and mass market. These are not made for individual customers, but great care is taken in the choice and cut of a fabric. The makers of these clothes try to serve a rather exclusive market focus through limited production with higher prices higher than the mass produced garment but below those of a hot culture. The attempt is to simultaneously achieve focus and efficiency through adoption of a form of quarter generic strategies where in a narrow market segment is targeted through a differentiated product while keeping the prices relatively lower than horticulture and attractive proposition for the upwardly mobile clientele that is rapidly emerging in the Indian middle class. Shoppers Stop followed such a combination of strategies. It has evolved from a chain of retail stores to fashion and lifestyle destination for the growing affluent middle class of India. It recognizes the disposal surplus in the hand of upwardly mobile youth of Indian middle class who had seeked executively and exclusively and are not yet able to afford the designer wear of from the likes of Armani, Gucci and Louis Vuitton. This strategy seems to represent a good strategic fit with the evolving Indian market as evidenced by the move being made by Hypercity, the hypermarket arms of Shoppers Stop, in scaling down its retail store rollouts and changing its product mix to include high margin goods to remain sustainable. Indian malls will need to be scaled smaller than the US or European models, better and more conveniently located, bearing in mind to the customer segment that they intend to serve. They will need to customize the product range to fit well with the customer needs and show greater sensitivity to customer requirements for advice and guidance through a well trained and empowered workforce. The supply chain would need to contend with the problems of available infrastructure and find innovative and identifying non-values added adjectives to the entire market flow process. Competition with well entrenched kiranas is likely to be tough and a prolonged struggle seems to be in the offing before organized and unorganized sector finding a right balance. In all, the Indian retail industry is going through a turmoil and several middle class people are involved in that and we have to make several mid-course corrections in evidence. So it's will be growing again after the Amazon e-kirana and all those things are done. There are several points which we have to see right now because the emergence of online marketing, online retailing, and now the kirana stores are going down day by day. Even we, as time to time, we are not buying much from a kirana store nowadays. Even atta and a vegetable, wheat flour, and all those things are coming through the online shopping. So we have to check on that. So let's check the summary of the something what we have discussed. So we will explain why achieving fit is critical to a company's overall success. So a lack of strategic fit between the competitive and supply chain strategies can result in the supply chain taking action that are not consistent with customer needs, leading to a reduction in supply chain surplus and decreasing supply chain profitability. Strategic fit requires that all function within a firm and a stages in the supply chain target the same goal and one that is consistent and customer needs. Describe will describe how company achieves strategic fit between its supply chain strategy and its competitive strategy. So, to achieve a strategic fit, a company must first understand the needs of the customer being served, understand the uncertainty of the supply chain, and identify the implied uncertainty. The second step is to understand the supply chain's capability in terms of efficiency and responsiveness. The key to fit is to ensuring that supply chain responsiveness is consistent with the customer needs, supply capabilities, and the resulting implied uncertainty also along with the customer needs. Tailoring the supply chain is essential to achieving strategic fit when supplying a wide variety of customers with many products through different channels. We'll discuss now how the importance of expanding the scope of strategic fit across supply chain affects itself. The scope of strategic fit refers to the function and stages within a supply chain that coordinate strategy and target a common goal. When the scope is narrow, individual functions try to optimize their performance based on their goals. This practice often results in conflicting actions that reduces the supply chain surplus. As the scope, strategic fit is enlarged to include the entire supply chain. Actions are evaluated based on their impact on overall supply chain performance, which helps increasing the supply chain surplus. Describe the major challenges that we must overcome to manage a supply chain successfully. Globalization, increasing product variety, decreasing product life cycle, fragmentation of supply chains, changing technologies, and increased focus on sustainability represent the significant changes we have to achieve strategic fit. They also represent great opportunities for firms that can successfully address these challenges with their supply chain strategies. So let's just end this thing right over here, and we will meet you again tomorrow at this, not at the same time, but tomorrow for